Located just 15 kilometers southeast of the capital lies a wonderful place. It's one of the oldest towns in Nepal. Well, most tourists come to Kathmandu, see the chaotic streets of Tamil, visit the major stupas and leave, but they miss the real magic. Today we are breaking away from the crowds to discover three completely hidden spots inside the Kathmandu Valley that feel frozen in time. Let's get lost. So this is awesome, the historic core of Kathmandu. It is beautiful, historic, and right now it is completely overwhelming. Most travelers stay trapped in this beautiful chaos. But today we are starting here to show you how fast you can escape it. Okay, let's go. We're still in the exact center of Kathmandu's most chaotic market. But if you look for this tiny archway at Kyoto, you step into completely spiritual peace. So here we go. So this is the Setu Matsindranath temple or Janabahal. It has been standing right here in this secret courtyard since the 10th century. So what makes this place incredible for a filmmaker is the living harmony. Well, you see the people chanting, the white-faced deity inside is protected as the god of rain. Every spring they pull this deity out for a massive multi-day chariot festival called the Setu Masindranath Jatra, rolling a towering wooden chariot right through these narrow city tracks. And if you want to feel the raw, unfiltered pulse of old Kathmandu, you come right here to Basantapur Darbar Square. For centuries, this was where kings were crowned and history was written. Today, it's a living museum where ancient heritage crashes right into modern day life. Just look closely at the Basantapur, the Tower of Temples, following years of meticulous joint international restoration efforts after the 2015 earthquake. These spectacular Malla and Shah era facades are fully back to their original 18th century glory. We're entering the courtyard. We're only passing through our temporary residence in a permanent museum, but as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the old roofs in gold, you realize you are now part of this place history too, if only for a moment, even if only as a witness. While towns like Bandipur outside the valley were famously abandoned by merchants and later revived for tourism. The highlands host a few truly forgotten settlements. So we have already left the crowded markets of Kathmandu far behind, while it is just less than 2 hours away. On its quiet valley ridges lies a side of Nepal almost no tourist ever sees, a completely abandoned settlement. So, to truly leave the concrete maze of Kathmandu behind, you have to cross one of these. The suspension bridge is the literal dividing line. Behind me is the modern expanding city. Ahead of me, total silence, farming terraces, and the forgotten villages. Bridges like these are the unsung lifelines of rural Nepal. For decades, they have connected isolated raised communities to market roads, schools, and medical care. These suspension bridges are absolutely masterpieces of engineering. They literally hang by massive cables anchored into solid rock on either side. But knowing the science doesn't make your knees stop shaking when you step onto that very first plank. Okay, this way it's completely real. Every single step someone else takes down, the vibrates right through your feet. And we already made it to the exact center. This is the highest point. The wind hits you completely different out here. It is quite terrifying, but honestly, it is completely beautiful. You literally feel like you are floating in midair. To the average traveler, this is an adrenaline rush, but to engineers, this is a mathematical miracle. The suspension bridge spans an incredible distance with no pillars holding it up from below. There are places on this earth where the noise of the modern world simply cannot reach, where the horizon is so wide it swallows your thoughts. The mountains are so high they make your problems feel beautifully small. You're out in the wind, the earth doesn't speak to you in words. We are kicking things off early from Kathmandu to beat the traffic. The destination is only about 45 to 50 kilometers away, but the winding roads mean it'll take us about 2 to 3 hours to get. This massive 7 kilometer long reservoir is held back by a monstrous 114-meter tall rock-filled dam. It is actually Nepal's only major reservoir hydropower site, acting like a giant power bank for the country's electricity grid. But honestly, it looks less like an engineering project and more like a peaceful mountain lake. It seems like you can hire a traditional colorful wooden paddle boat or hop on a speedboat to zip across the water. The breeze hitting your face while surrounded by green hills is pure magic. So if you have an extra day, do not go back yet, just a short drive off from the lake is Chitlang, an ancient Newari village. It is famous for its beautiful homestays, lush pear orchards, Nepal's very first goat cheese factory. Seems like some random fort. It is highly accessible from Hetera Bazaar. They say we travel to see new places, but I think deep down we travel to see who we are when the familiar fades away. There is a quiet magic in the departure, the moment you leave behind the clockwork of your work, daily routine, and exchange it for the rhythm of the open road. A close-up of hands holding a warm mug, a boots stepping onto fresh dew-covered grass. The world speaks in a language made of small things, the texture of worn stone beneath your fingertips, the specific way the afternoon sun cuts through a foreign sky, the laughter of strangers that needs no translation. In the rush of life, we forget to look. But travel demands our attention. It forces us to pause, to breathe, and to remember how to wander. There is a beautiful loneliness to being a traveler. You are a ghost passing through history, a temporary witness to places that existed long before you arrived and will remain long after you leave. It humbles you, it reminds you that we're not the masters of this earth, only grateful guests.
This is dictionary. Oh yeah. टिप्परले दौडानी भनेको सम्म बाटोमा त हो नि होइन
कुन चाहिँ नि खोला चाहिँ बागमतीकै पानी हो त्यो बगेर सफा होइन के त्यो गाजै गाज छ त्यो उयो फास्ट ट्र्याक बन्द गरेको उयो छ नि फास्ट ट्र्याक हुन्छ नि त्यो टनेलहरू छ नि बनिरहेको फास्ट ट्र्याक थियो खै फालस लिएर कचौली खान्छ खाने यता कचौली माछाले पेले के माछाले पेले के भयो माछाले पेले के कचौली
रुपियाँको दाना लिएर फालौँ न माछा त यहीँ आउँछ नि फेरि त्यो हामीले उसमा पालेको थियो नि के अरे उसमा के अरे लेक साइडमा क्या हामीले फालेर पुरा इन्डियनहरू आएर हेरेर कि
के हुन्न क्या
टाइ जान्छ त्यो
इसका मुख खुला रहेछ नि खिचाते ल ल थाल न छ Didn't you? Huh?
के छोड के आएको भयो
So don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect weather or the perfect version of yourself. Just pack the bag, take the step. Because the world isn't waiting for you to be ready, it's just waiting for you to show up until the next horizon. Keep wandering. Time moves on, places change, but a beautiful moment caught in time lasts forever. Thank you for sharing this one with me.